Healing time.
Right?
I'm here on time. Oh, did not finish my balance. I'm so sorry. I was to go finish it last night and I coughed my lungs up and I went to sleep.
Yes, you did. Yeah, a minute to spare.
No. Would you?
I forgot to make an attendance sheet, so just sign your name. And then I'll fill it in next time. Hopefully I remember. Exam is Friday. In class. Unless you want to take it when. I wish I would have made it Wednesday. Only because then you have 2 hours to take it, but it's a 50-minute exam, shouldn't take. The take-home portion is already up. It was up on Sunday morning. So when you click on here. So this is what it looks like. Now, if certain things, depending on your computer, maybe the chart won't show up, or it's another thing that happened a lot. Oh, I don't have it on here. The pie, I moved it to the in-class one. The pie, the percents like go all weird. So what I did. It wouldn't let me attach it in here for some reason. I don't know. I think I would have had to delete everything and then re-put it in, and I didn't. So if you are seeing things that look weird, you can click on this video link. And I made a little YouTube video of the questions. So you can pause it wherever you need. But that's what that video is. It's just another copy of the exam. In case something doesn't show. Sometimes exponents or fractions, if your program is older or newer than mine, it looks weird. So the video will look the same no matter what. Any questions? So this is the take home one. You do not need to print it. You can just write the problems, put your answers on lined paper, and then take pictures and attach it. Six problems. Any questions?
We are doing.
Review again. So we'll review today, tomorrow. On Wednesday, try do some of these or see which ones you have questions on. And whichever ones you have questions on, you can ask your neighbors. You can check your answers if you have them done. And you can ask me questions.
So, last, I did my, modules, I didn't finish both of them, but I made it to at least over 80%.
Okay.
Are you gonna mark them as, the grade as it is, I think, for that? And for the,
I will adjust the, if you didn't do all the hours, I will adjust the hours to match what you did. So if you do 80% on your modules for the week, but the amount of hours is only at like 10%, I will move it to match it. So if they're at 100%, I'll give you 100% of the hours.
Yeah.
Any questions on that? I have a review and I made some problems this morning. But on Alex, let's get quiet. So on Alex this week, there will be a knowledge check we haven't had yet. And then there's a catch-up module. Anything that you may have missed, it will give you those problems, but it won't give you everything. It's only the ones it feels you didn't know. But for that will definitely help you study for the exam. There was a couple questions. Oh, so if you do miss class, I think looks like it's working now. Oops, there's too many things up. See, I don't know why it's doing this. I already tested it. It shouldn't have a full screen. Maybe because I'm standing here. It might be following me. Well, normally it will be up there. I'm trying to record the classes so you can watch them or you can come in on the link. There's 2 people who have COVID. So hopefully they'll be able to get on. Project is October 25th. So make sure you're working on that if you have any questions.
thank you.
A lot of students, not a lot, 3. I got 3 emails, but out of 20, that's a lot. On Chevy Chef's rule, were there questions on that? And good thing is it's not on the test. You don't really use it much.
So my problem was like, it wasn't finding the percentages, it was finding the points between 2, like, from this point to this point. That was my issue, but the percentages were fine.
Okay,
Yeah, I agree. It was, I have a picture of it if you want to see.
so it wasn't this
It
problem?
wasn't like stuff like that, it was
It
like
was a
from
different
one
one.
point to another point.
That one I found, it was like this one that was just like.
Oh, okay, so then after this, they asked you that one?
Yeah, it was like having like the equation equal to the percentage was one I could not ever figure out.
There we go. That one? Thank you. Okay.
Are we supposed to?
So I made a video of that first problem, if you have questions on it, but all it's doing is figuring out this first part, not this one. I didn't even realize that was there. It did pop up for me. I guess I didn't do enough. So according to Shemshev's theorem, at least blank of the commute distances lie between 9.9 and 2.4, 24.7. So we have to find a percent. The first thing we need to do is find the mean, which is 17.3. And the standard deviation. This number would be between here. How many standard deviations do we go each way? So to do that, you could take the upper value and subtract. So it's 2 standard deviations either way. What they did then to get this range, because in, I don't remember which chapter, but we're gonna find confidence intervals. And so we will take the average and add and subtract 2 times the standard deviation. That gets us these 2 values. So we're working it backwards. This is what we'll use for the second problem. For this one, to find the percent, it's 1 minus 1 divided by k squared. %. So 75% of the data lies between 9.9 and 24.7. Any question on that part? So just take the higher values, subtract them. You could also have done this minus 9.9 and gotten the same answer. According to Chebyshev's theorem, at least 84% of the commute distance lies between what 2 values? We need to find k. We're going to work backwards. Instead of being given the percent or finding the percent, we're given the percent, we need to find k. Subtract, I don't know. There's a lot of ways you could solve it. I would probably subtract the 1 first. Over here. Then we could multiply by k squared, actually a negative k squared to get rid of the negative. And that also gets the k squared out of the denominator, so the negatives become a positive, the k squared cancel and leave 1 equal to a positive 16 tenths K squared. Getting K squared by itself, we can divide by the decimal. How do you get rid of a square? But when we take square root.
At the bottom.
Here,
No, the bottom, yes.
square root.
No, I meant the square. No, like you see the square root and then it's something and then you say 25.
Square root of 6.25. That's just 1 divided by the 0.16. And then we take the square root. I think it's a perfect square root. When you take the square root of both sides, it leaves a positive and a negative value. So this process is important. We're not going to use it for Chevy chefs. We're going to use the Imperial rule that we learned and find confidence intervals, which is what this is. It's a confidence interval. And so is this one. This was what, 75%? We're 75% positive that an average would be between those two values. Any questions on getting the 2.5? Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
So 84% of the data lands between 2.5 standard deviations. So to find that, first one was the mean 17. So we want to take our average, our mean, and add and subtract 2.5 times our standard deviation. And that gets you your two values. So if we take 17.3 minus 2.5 times 3.7, we get 8.05. And if we add it, round your answer to 1 decimal place. So this will be a 1. Any questions on that? So it's definitely an important process. I just think the way they have it set up is a little confusing sometimes, and that's why I didn't put it on the test. You're going to use it enough later, but not with the K. Any questions on that? You need to try another one or you're good? Yes, no? Good. Anyone? Got anyone? I think we talked about this already. Um, These are all the things you need to know. Now, Chevy Chefs, I didn't put it on. But I had it there, but I didn't. I took it off on Friday night. So you need to know the difference between descriptive and inferential, give examples, all of this. And pretty much everything except this part right here. Not it. What is,
It will let me open it.
it what?
It won't let me open the review.
It's on week 4.
Is anyone else having a problem opening?
It won't let me open it on week 2, but it's on. I think it's because it's on week 1.
I got it, yes.
It's opening now. Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't. Practice problems. So this morning I made some practice problems. That way it would help guide you. For the test, there are.
Are we doing?
I think there's 9 problems. All right, let's get quiet. It's still not working for me. Maybe refresh your, I don't know, I didn't block it. Should work.
Yeah, it said that, I guess you didn't think it or something, it said that it's not
Is it, it's still not there?
on 5. Can you try it again?
On wire. This